What is up, everybody? It's your boy Herf here, back on the Duelist Entertainment channel, and today I have kind of a funny video for you guys. And so it comes recently from the Spore combo video that I did before, and so as you guys saw in that video, I was like, yeah, look how techable this engine is, and I just put it with Element Sabers for fun, because I figured why not. Well, upon actually playing that duel, I was like, wow, this is kind of an interesting idea. So I tested, Spore with Element Saber out over, a couple days and kind of really theory crafted and decided to take it to battle phase that happened this Monday. So a lot of people were like, "Your deck sucks. You're never gonna win with it. Get this out of my sight." So I was like, "Okay, we'll see." Even Kamel, upon seeing the deck, was like, "Wow, that deck is bad." So I was like, okay. And I went 5-0 through Swiss, although I had two DQ wins in Swiss, so we'll go 3-0 in Swiss. And then I lost in the top 32 against Black Wings. A bit unfortunate for me there. Got a bit unlucky. He played pretty well. But overall, I just want to showcase this kind of funny deck to you guys. And here was my main deck and extra deck. So Saber Spore. I mean, it's exactly what you would expect. So, Malehu, at this point, most people should know what all these cards do. But Malehu, you can send an Element Saber from your hand to flip a monster face down on the field. And then the Element Sabers can all change their attribute in the grave. So, very important. So, basically, this is a key way to disrupt your opponent, flip their monster down, disrupt their plays. Wind Up Magician is for the wind up combo I showcased in an earlier video. Basically just allows you to go into a level 7 synchro very easily. Spore is the main combo starter for the deck. So basically, like I showed in the wind up combo video, you normal summon it, special summon the Verger from the graveyard, and combo off that way off of Goyo Defender. Lapalia, you can send a Element Saber monster from your hand to the grave to negate the activation of a spell or trap. So very important. And then like the Malehu, you can change its attribute in the grave. Forbidden Lance. I felt okay. So this is why I'm playing Lance. If you go second with this deck, you were just not able to set up unless you have some way to play through back row. So that's why I'm playing Lance and enemy controller. So Lance allows you to do your Spore combo uninterrupted. So once you establish your full board, a lot of times it's really hard for your opponent to break it. So Lance just essentially has guarantees you, or not guarantees, but has a very high likelihood of you being able to, do your entire turn one setup with the added benefit of still being useful later to do battle with your opponent. And then Palace of the Elemental Lords. We are back, baby. So all monsters you control gain attack and defense equal to the number of different attributes in your grave times 200. Once per turn, you can add one Element Saber monster from your deck to your hand, but skip the battle phase of your next turn. Once per turn, if an Element Saber on the field, or if an Element Saber monster in your hand or field would send a card from on your, if an Element Saber monster in your hand or field would send a card from the hand to the graveyard to activate an effect, you can send that many Element Saber monsters from your deck to the graveyard instead. Sorry about that. So basically, this just allows you to use Malehu or Lapali effect by sending stuff from the deck. As well as the attack boost is super important for the deck. Because that means if you have Palace plus Spore, you have an OTK. It's incredible because Palace and Spore, Palace will be able to boost up your monsters so that you can actually swing for a game. And Econ, like I said, just lets you play through back row. It gives you outs to some higher attack monsters, just good disruption overall. Allows you to dodge stuff that might lock up just good overall. Canadian Floodgate, I'm going to gloss over just because everybody knows what they do. Just flip stuff down. Very important. Elemental Training, very, very good card. Your opponent cannot target Palace of the Elemental Lords you control with card effects Also, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you contribute one monster to special summon one element saber monster from your deck with a different original attribute. You can send this face-up card to the field to the graveyard, discard your entire hand, and add elemental lord monsters from your graveyard to your hand equal to the number of cards discarded. So basically, you're really only using it for the first effect. So training plus Canadia is any element saber that you want. Otherwise, when you're done with your full combo, you end on a Zenmaity and a Fortune Lady every, so you're able to tribute off this Zenmaity into another meaningful form of disruption. So if you go first, the absolute ideal hand you want to see is Training, Spore, and Palace, because that allows you to end on Malehu, Palace, and Every, plus one other card that you opened. So it's pretty good opening board. And then our extra deck is pretty standard. We got Brionic, which is just a very, very good level 6 synchro that allows you to OTK. Fortune Lady Every, obviously best going first synchro in the game, arguably. During your standby phase, you can banish a face-up monster in the field, and it'll come back because you have Wind Up Magician, so you get one revival of Fortune Lady Every. Go You Defender, obviously, for the combo. Samurai Destroyer, probably the best rank 7 going second, or level 6 going second for the deck because it just doesn't care about back row that much. Diamond Direwolf, a lot of people might be confused why I'm playing this card, but a lot of times you're stuck with two level 4s on the field, and you want to open your field up so you can Spore combo. Or if you have two level 4s on the field plus training, you can actually Diamond Dire, go for a pop, and then chain Elemental Training to tribute off your Diamond Dire for another Malehu. So basically just gives you a free pop, which is really, really cool. And then Zenmaity for the combo as well. So I want to show you guys, again, just the Spore combo, as well as how you're actually able to go OTK your opponent going second with Spore and Pass. Those are the two things I want to show you guys. So to talk through a bit of my matchups in the tournament, I really only played 4 real duels, and so my round 2 matchup I played versus Curry, in which I won 2-1. It was a pretty good matchup. I sided in 2 system down, but I didn't draw them. I didn't end up needing them just because I just controlled the game with Floodgate. Plus Fortune Lady Every, they actually really can't get over Fortune Lady Every, so they need some kind of back row to deal with her, and then you're able to control the effects of that back row really with Malehu or Lapalia, because if they negate it with like Fiendish Chain or the Trap, you can literally just flip it face down and then flip it back up, and then it's unaffected basically. So that's really convenient. So I ended up winning that matchup 2-1. And then I played Thunder Dragons, which was a pretty close matchup. I felt personally like that was a bad matchup for me just because they're able to play through so many disruptions. So I ended up signing in to Transmigration Prophecy. I decided this card primarily for Kristrons, Shiranui, and with the added benefit of it just being good in random matchups because this card is really good. So I felt like it was good versus Thunder Dragons because you get to destroy their graveyard resources fairly easily. And yeah, I mean, ended up winning the matchup 2-1. My game 3 was super exciting because I actually got the OTK off of Spore plus Palace, so that was really nice. And then round 4, I actually got a DQ win just randomly, which was, I mean, I'll take it. And then in the final round of Swiss, I won 2-1 versus Ritual Beast, which I was really nervous when I saw that I was playing Ritual Beast because I wasn't siding any Poisonous Winds, and Ritual Beasts are a bad matchup, I felt like, for the deck. But in game 1, I ended up going second, and my opponent bricked. And then game 3, my opponent bricked. But well, so in game 1, he bricked at first, and then he drew into full combo after I didn't OTK him. So like he technically bricked, but he technically didn't brick that bad. Yeah, but yeah, it was fun. I lost to Black Wings in top 32 off my opponent opening multiple Cosmics in both games that he won. So that was a bit unfortunate for me, but I want to show how to OTK off of Spore plus Palace. I actually have a replay from the tournament, and so I'll just show you guys that instead of waiting to draw it. Alright, so this is versus Thunder Dragons. This is game 3. I kind of sacked him in this video or in this replay, but I really just wanted to showcase like the OTK potential of this deck that Sabres didn't really have before. Sabres are generally considered like a pretty slow deck. But so I ended up drawing pretty crazy for a going second hand. So Spore plus Palace plus 2 Forbidden Lance is basically everything you could want to see going second with this deck. So we'll speed it up a little bit. But he's just going to do a normal turn 1 Thunder Dragon play. I ended up drawing into my Transmigration Prophecy, but I OTK him, so it doesn't really matter. So I normal summon Spore, Dark Verger effect, Goyo Defender effect, and then I'm going to special summon my Spore from the graveyard to special summon Brionic. And then the important part of Palace plus Spore is that Palace is going to boost up your guys' attack. And then you add a card from your deck to your hand, so you have more discard fodder, as well as more attack. So then you just bounce them both. So it's important that I attack first with Goyo Defender to check for delays in his hand, because the skill says once you lose 1800 life, and so if you attack with 1600, they're forced to either use their disruption right then, or I get to pass and I don't have to attack in. So 1600, 2900, that's game. But yeah, overall, it was just a really fun tournament for me. It was a funny experience. A lot of people were doubting my deck, but it did pretty well. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we upload. And then make sure you check out the Twitch. Make sure you drop a follow there because that's where we stream these tournaments. And make sure you join the Discord so you can be notified, A, when the tournaments are available, B, when we stream, and C, to actually be able to join the tournaments yourself, get some free practice, play for that $10. It's awesome. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys next time.